Oseo.
Oseo.
That's a Cherokee greeting, and wave the great feather for the good of it. We do that to summon, all the good spirits, for us here. Coyote. Yo enne yo enne yo enne yo yo enne yo enne yo enne yo. He comes running across the field. He comes running. Yo enne yo enne yo enne yo yo enne yo enne yo enne yo. He comes running along the hill. He comes running. Yo enne yo enne yo enne yo yo enne yo enne yo enne yo. Coyote. My theme this time is Coyote America, and it's this book. A couple weeks ago we were attending the new book club at the Natural History Museum in Balboa Park, San Diego, and this book, Coyote America by Dan Flores, was being introduced here, and that prompted me, to this theme or this talk here today. Dan Flores, has, he's chronicled, the government policies towards rubbing out coyote totally, like that. Along with that, he's also respectfully acknowledged, he recognizes that Coyote is the chief executive of indigenous California, and everywhere in Turtle Islands, Native America, Coyote is very respected, if not supreme. So Al goes with that. Just a few words from Dan Flores. In modern Coyote America, coexistence with coyote is an essential lesson, something we need to make second nature, and as quickly as we can. Coyotes have been here in Turtle Island for the past 4 million years, far longer than we have, and they are not, coyotes, going anywhere, not anywhere else. And history demonstrates all too well that trying to rub them out is an impossibility. This is truly an instance in which any desire on the human part to control nature is perfectly countered by a profound inability to do so. It is a misunderstanding that is a short road to madness in the classical fashion of Moby Dick. Because with coyotes, as with the great whale, resistance is futile. Very, very, very well spoken. So that's my theme here, and I'm going to keep going with it here. First thing, I think we can go there with your camera way over there, and you're going to see this is my painting. This is my painting of Coyote, I say, in full dress. So you get the whole scope and dimension of Coyote there. And really, this painting has been on display in a trading post over there in rural San Diego, Jamul, about southeast of San Diego, for a couple years, and it was just returned here a couple hours ago. So just in time, to take the stage here in Coyote's talk here. On the back of Coyote there, that's called a moisture board, because he flies up there and he will attract the moisture. So it's a kind of a mirror. But anyway, that's exactly what the name of that is here. And then we can leave that painting and go up here to the top painting here. Now this painting is actually painted for me as a gift by a native Aztec Mexican woman, Angie Morales. She is a native of the pueblo of Huamatla Jacala, rather north of Mexico City. And that's a good picture to show, you know, Coyote Man here. And also for me, a fan of Mexican art, that is a genuine Mexican painting. And right below it here we have a Coyote Man. That is a wonderful piece that was made by Tracy Bood, and a gift to me. And that's a very, very, very good rendition of Coyote Man. Quite mysterious here. And then come right down here below it. And this I've replicated. This is from the Aztec. And the name Coyote is itself Aztec. Coyote is pronounced Coyote in Mexico. And so it's a very mysterious painting here that I've replicated here. And in the museum there in Mexico City, there are some very interesting sculptural renditions, portraits of Coyote or Coyote. And so it's definitely somebody that the Aztecs know. So Coyote again, you know, is coming from that language. There's certainly a number of other languages that use different names for them. In Cherokee is Waya, and in Lakota Matsili, and Ma'i in Navajo, and so forth. So like that. Also, there is his ceremonial name. His ceremonial name is Atse Hashke, which means first warrior. And that seems to have a kinship to my name, Carlos Warner, first warrior. So that's how we're starting here. And I'm going to start with a little piece from here. Now, the cover of this book here is by Barry Gifford here, and you see the same image that I've replicated, and this is called Coyote Tantras, and this was published in I think in 1968. It says only 1,000 copies were printed. This is one of them. Very good, and that's what's called Coyote Tantras. So this is one of the verses I'll start out with. Coyote is warm in the womb and sees no reason to leave. Heck yeah! How many times has this happened? Coyote asks Earth Mother. Never. Then she tells him, you are my firstborn son, the only one. There have been none before you. So cut loose what you can't use and keep going. Coyote comes quick to the ways of the shaman. So Barry has met Coyote eye to eye, face to face, and that's definitely what has, you know, given him all of this Coyote Tantras here. So that's something that is very, very true to me here. And other things that I have here for Coyote, if we go down here, this is Water Coyote. A Water Coyote, she has knowledge of all the waters. But in particular, and practically out here in the desert, after it rains, there are these pools or puddles, you know, they're coyote chalkas, little coyote lakes is what they're called, like that. And the people who customarily, indigenously lived out here in the desert, they would learn where these pools, you know, would occur forever, how long. Some of them are big, some of them are little, like that. So they could memorize that. That memory itself is called Coyote. Coyote's memory. The Coyote told me so. So in that you can see in Native America, memory is also a spirit here. And above Water Coyote, here is Land Coyote. And Land Coyote knows everything there is about the land here. And then I'm going to go over there. I have a little stone carving. This is from Mexico, actually, the Tarahumara people. They're in the mountains, you know, south of the border, where a long time ago the famous poet Anton Artaud stayed with those people and produced poems called, you know, the Coyote Pilgrimage or something like that, you know, here. And then here on each side here, these are coyote wands, you know. They're called Mesili Ikuze. I'm bringing everything that I can, you know, to this coyote topic here, like that. And that's a good time for me to read another piece from Barry's book here. So again, this is from Coyote Tantras. He's titled it A Plea to Coyote for Humankind. My friend, Coyote, silent mover who threatens the world with earthquakes and thunderstorms while giving birth to children and the dawn, is my vision and being. I am Coyote, as he is the stars, and I am the sun. We live in the shadow and song of Coyote, and die in the winter of the wolf. Coyote is the constant visitor and reminder of the open road to everywhere. With Buddha-like awareness, he prowls through the backwoods of the universe, steady, skipping, unnoticed, and solitary over the planet, gathering seeds from the surface of the center of the void, planting, relentless, rejected, bound in balance. Configuration of outlook and experience, noblest of all medicine men, witch doctors, and shamans, priests, and hobos. Upholder of the magic rituals of life, created, seized, and driven by nature, speaks only the truth, follows no crooked trails. Prayers and blessings to you, Sky Coyote, in your aim to liberate human beings for their animal lineage instincts. Washige Wamkashkan, so as to realize lost liberties. Coyote is life's gift to nature. To extinguish Coyote would put the light out in our world.
Oh.
Here I like to bring this in. This is from Gary Snyder, The Old Ways. This was, he put out in the mid-70s here. I've had this a long time. I love the illustration on this. So he has a lot to say. Some of it definitely would go along with Dan Flores' Coyote America. So he has some essays in here. And he has some things by Will Staple. Will Staple lives across from Gary Snyder, and they call it San Juan Ridge up in there in Northern California. And I was at a basket gathering up there, and Will Staple, you know, sat down and joined me and Claudia at the table and told me who he is. So he knows about Coyote, and he said, when you forget who you are, you're Coyote. So, just saying, so, you know, he's in here and a number of other people, you know, with Coyote sayings. I don't go along with something that seems to be often said, that Coyote is a trickster. That puts something, you know, in a very bad light. Coyote is not a trickster. In fact, that came up there at the book club meeting. They were actually asking about that trickster business, and my reply out loud was, Coyote has divine permission to change and deform empirical realities, you know. But the coyote is not a cheat or a buffoon. Some people, a Maidu artist, you know, Harry Fonseca, had become well known for making a lot of paintings of a buffoon type of coyote wearing kids' tennis shoes. None of these things are coyote. Coyote is really serious. And there has been a kind of a poet or literary conceit that seems to have come about of making up stories and poems of a supposed coyote. They do not come from coyote, and so forth there. The other thing we're going to also focus on, let me say here I have two figures. I don't really know who carved them. I found them. They go together. This is Coyote, or Coyote Man, and this is Badger. In between here we have a coyote and some koi pups there. Now the interesting thing with this is that we can say when it was during when the people, as we call it, come to the fourth world, they somehow seem to have witnessed something happen, and that's when the sky and the earth came together, like kissed together, and then that moment out popped Coyote and Badger. So that was something that happened then. And also, if you have the story of Changing Woman, she's also, who is, you know, the chief matron deity of the Navajo, she also seemed to have occurred at the same time as that. So Coyote and Badger figure in Native California stories together. Above that, this is a Pascola mask. It's actually a Yaqui Pascola mask, you know, and this character is actually called Asagoya Gan Udu, meaning knob-toothed. This is knob-toothed coyote. So I'm bringing other things in here for the coyote. And of course, you think of coyote, you think of moon. So you go way up there and you're going to see my image there for the moon. This is Mesali. Mesali is like saying the woman in the moon. But here as Mesali, when the world or the earth, you know, first started, it was totally full of what we call them spirits, nukatem, they call it like that. But eventually, you know, most of them kind of receded, got into being stars and other things, and are remembered, you know, in native culture lore, you know, as, you know, more or less like symbolic being with attributes. So one of those is Menali. She is like the woman in the moon. Practically, culturally, she's like an older, loving sister to the people of Coyote, the Isiliwitam, and the people of the Bobcat group, you know, the Tukatam, like that. And she, you know, arranges or somehow advises the exchange between the Coyote group and the Bobcat group for wives, you know, to have this kind of arrangement and other things, but that's the main thing that she is known for here. Now I want to come over here to another piece I have, and this is my painting here. And what I'm going to have to tell you about this, so you're going to see Coyote, and this is, you know, Earth Woman, and this feather here is Sky Man here. So I'm going to, you know, talk about this, and to get to that, if you can go over here to this piece I have hanging here. This, to me, is a rare piece that fortunately have found. This is Earth Woman. This is a Navajo sand painting of Earth Woman. That's Naha Adsam is her name there. And I've figured her in this Navajo basket that is actually the rock star crystal basket. So we have something, you know, going on here, all like that. And here, this is called, you know, the mountain soil bundle. This soil comes from up here of the San Jacinto Mountains where Idlewild is, and this is below Taquis up there. And what I'm signifying here Now, the English all celebrate, I think probably every year, the pilgrims, as they call them, that came from England over to New England. So the Americans know a lot about that. There have been other pilgrims, and one of these in this topic are the people the Americans call Navajo. Navajo is a Spanish name for people who kept orchards, basically, keepers of the field. The relatives of these people live way over on the northeastern part of the Tarim Basin, or going the other way, the very west end of the Himalayas, an area that is called Khotan. These people still live there, and they have the same name, not Dene. And the Navajos here call themselves Dene. Over there, that name, Dene, is also current for other names. You have the Denpur River that comes out of the Black Sea, and there are other places and rivers using that same name, the Dene, there. And to sort of verify that, here, this is a Navajo pot I got from Bill Beaver at the Shadow Mountain Trading Post. It's sort of going out of Flagstaff. And this one I think was made by the mother of Laura Bartlett here. And what I'm saying about this is that this style of pottery here, the whole thing, how it's made and everything, the style of it, is not known anywhere else except over there. It's an area between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, and it's called the Pontic there. So the archaeology knows this. They have found this kind of pottery here. And it goes along with the language that these people were referred to, the Dene, are speaking. It's a Turkic language. The linguists know this. Basically, Western Turkestan would be the evident roots of the Dene language. This was also affirmed when recently a Navajo woman went to Turkey with a committee of Native Americans for commercial venture, and she realized that she could speak, she could understand the language that the Turkish people were speaking. So further, she even traveled the country, and she thought the resemblance of Turkish people living out in the country resembled what she knew of the Navajo people where she's from. Navajo people mostly live, in not too much in settlements, as more as individuals scattered about at Dinata here. So together with that is, and I guess this was reported in Indian Country Today, is where I got this information. But it does affirm this, what I'm speaking about with these people. And here in the basket, we have the mountains. So this mountain soil bundle, the way they say it, their trip here was a long spiritual journey. They were pure spiritual pilgrims, that's what I could say, And they brought with them, ostensibly of course, the bundles of the mountains around them. There is no consideration about the Dene or the Navajo without the consideration of the mountains around them. And the mountains, have inner beings to them, and so forth. So this is also to, English pilgrims are not the only pilgrimage to Turtle Island. It's evident that Turtle Island is a spiritual sun of the world, if not the universe. And we really want to bring that out. So the name for the rock crystal basket is because as they approached that region near the Chusca Mountains in Arizona, they saw a comet or a shooting star go over them and seemingly to land in the Chusca Mountains. When they investigated that, they found that there was a giant crystal in the ground, and they commemorated that, and this basket is come from that. There are 4 major mountains that are figured. They're the cardinal points, but the whole rim around the Navajo country is called Dinata, and the mountains are these sacred beings. They're actually personified as sacred beings. So I'll get to that in a minute. So over here with my painting, first of all, there's these 2 feathers. Well, this one is definitely figuring as Skyman. Also, I have them here as that they are called, feather bodies. And the feather bodies are our spiritual guides for our animal lineage spirits to the place that waits for us, which is the entire mission of Coyote in relation to people here. And down here, this is a pipe. This is actually the Pete Chana Karupa is meant to celebrate the first pipe brought to the Lakota by, we can call the goddess of the Lakota here. When I first had it, it had a lot of feathers, strung and celebrating it. But in the Navajo chant that I'm about to do, it's actually this pipe. This pipe is a pottery pipe. It's called a tubular pipe, which people in the West, here in California and in the Southwest, used. And these primal beings, meaning Skyman and Earth Woman. And here, you come up here to this is a rock crystal. This is an actual artifact that was given to me by Gwen, like that. And this rock crystal is the ceremonial instrument for igniting the tobacco in this pipe. And the property of this rock crystal is actually belong to first woman, and that first woman is like saying, we have like Adam and Eve, and that she would be like Eve, the first woman. So just to know that that is her property here, like that. And along with that, you can go down here to this. This is a tobacco pouch, and that Chana Suja, it is as significant as a pipe. It's used as offerings, and just say ostensibly, since this one is beaded, it could be taken as the property of frog. Frog throughout Native America is very related or significant to smoking. So I do have this particular tobacco pouch. I've never seen, of course, any petroglyphs or paintings of pipes, but there are many petroglyphs actually of the tobacco pouch as we're referring to here. So all that is very significant. Now, in all of this, then I can do the chant. And again, these are primal beings, is what we would say. Father Sky and Earth Woman. They're kind of put that way, or Sky Man, put that way. And this is a ritual or ceremonial smoking. They're smoking the pipe. They're smoking tobacco in the pipe. And in this, they are, since they're primal being, they're also inaugurating for people smoking, for one. Usually in Native America, and especially Navajo, smoking is indispensable in ritual, in ceremony. It's everywhere like that. So these primal beings are inaugurating now this ritual. Not only ritual of smoking, but ritual itself. Because ritual extends our personality, and continual ritual makes in ourselves a ritual form, a ritual body or soul or something to and that definitely facilitates further evolution and understandings in the ceremonial world of Native America. I'm going to do the chant. Yes. Oh, you can watch it there. You say there were no people, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. You say there were no people, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. Coyote's first to come, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. He brings white lightning, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. He brings stony knife, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. He brings rainbow, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. He brings sunbeam, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. He brings all things, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. You say there were no people, aha, smoke is spreading, aha. You say there were no people, aha, smoke is spreading, aha, 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 aha. There. So what's happening in that song is that Coyote, who is first to come, and each of the cardinal mountains to the east, Sistini, given as Blanca Peak, I think it's in Colorado, like that would be the mountain of the east. And each of these mountains, once that they have been inaugurated in this way, each of these things fastens the mountain. The lightning fastens the mountain, the stony knife fastens the mountain, the sunbeam fastens the mountain. The one in the south is given as Mount Taylor, is what I can remember, and the one in the west, very, very obvious, to me over there in Arizona, called San Francisco Peaks, and the one in the north is called Hesperus Peak, Dinispi, or something like that, like that. So each of these things that Coyote is bringing, he's fastening a mountain, and each mountain is actually a host to a whole environment of beings, and all these beings are known. So that's what the song is saying. It's a chant, and as well as it's an inauguration to ritual, and this kind of ritual where actually I forgot it's called Dinage. Dinage means way on top. It means way on top because smoke is creating a world. So by smoking in this ritual way, we are partaking in creation and in health, the health for our earth, for our planet here. And all of that is the way that I'm celebrating Coyote, and I can say the return of my painting of Coyote, I say in full dress. You can take a look at that. Imagine that painting has been out there. The area where it's been in Homo is also known. There are many fertility sites in that region. It's also called Lions Valley out there, and these fertility sites would be referred to as yoni stones there. So it's very particular to me that this painting was fertilely being in a very fertile area there. So that brings my Coyote celebration. Oh, I should say two more, like I forgot. Here I have a painting up here, saying this is Coyote as a Pascola, and he's wearing a skunk Pascola mask, here. And the rose up there is saying that the odor that the skunk emits, to Coyote smells like a rose here. And in his hand, this is actually a lizard that he has. A lizard really goes along with Coyote, and he's tapping his rose-colored palm here. All this was modeled on my Yaqui ceremonial godfather by Juan Casillas. That's what this is modeled on here. And if you go all the way over to the other side there, definitely want you to know that all this is not in the male gender. So my drawing up there is my way of drawing a Coyote woman. So you can definitely partake of her in that way. Okay, then So may everybody have a good Yaqui life, Yaqui life, you know, with Coyote and everybody. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.